Let's talk about growing on Instagram. Isn't it just so crazy how there's months that maybe you're doing well and the algorithm's in your favor, and then there's months that you're like, oh my God, growth is slow, I'm so frustrated. I'm sure you guys feel that way because so many creators that I talk to on a day-to-day come to me with the highs and lows of Instagram, especially when it comes to the algorithm. Now, what I'm gonna share in today's video is basically intel that I have gathered from the creators in my community. So I have a community of over 140,000 creators, but more than that, I have a special community called my Inner Circle. And this is for all the creators I get to talk to on a weekly basis in my membership. And Instagram is a hot topic, right? Always comes up because so many of the creators in my community have an Instagram. So what I'm going to be sharing here today is really information that I've been listening in and learning from our community and understanding the highs and lows. My special sauce isn't Instagram growth. You know, we do have a good community over there, 60,000 plus followers, but my special sauce is brand deals, partnerships, sponsorships. But because I have this community, I'm hearing all about growth strategies, trying them myself and testing them along with you. Now, one of the things that I just want to state, and this may not be a particular growth strategy, but it's something that I have to say, I could not do this video and not mention this, is that Instagram is really going hard trying to push threads. And there's something about that information that I just feel like is important because it almost feels like if you give threads love in some capacity, or you are active on threads, there is a link that will affect your Instagram because they're tied, right? They are tied, like your Instagram account links to your thread account. So I just want to put that out there. It may be a little conspiracy-esque, but it's still something that I think we need to have in the back of our minds. Now, when it comes to growth, hands down, the fastest way to grow on Instagram is through Reels. You guys know this. I know this. Reels is Instagram's short form video. This is where you are going to get strangers to see your content. Now, I know Instagram makes notes here and there. We are a photo sharing platform. We want to go back to the photo sharing days. I don't buy it because again, every creator that I talk to who has grown 20,000 followers, 50,000 followers overnight is through Reels and through Reels only. Now, if you are not doing Reels, your homework is you got to make short form video. This is what people want. But there's also an anatomy of what to include in your video to make it successful. And that's what I want to also talk about in today's video to give you some of those tips. One question I always get asked is frequency. I will be honest, this is not something that you can post one reel a week. We need to see anywhere from 4 to 5 reels a week to really feel that impact. Now, they don't all need to be, 30-second, minute reels that are highly edited. Sometimes it's just that reel that will pop off. So I'm not trying to scare you guys to thinking about the time commitment, but it is something that needs to be consistent. Think about it this way. Instagram is a service, right? They're giving people, you, the user, content. Why would they promote you if you're not reliable, if you don't show up consistently? They're going to promote the accounts that are consistent on the platform. Now, the accounts that are growing and that are doing well, let me tell you, again, 9 times out of 10, they have a hook. They're either putting a hook in their the text on the reel, something they say. Think about a hook as just kind of like a way to bring someone in, right? Instead of saying, I love going to Morocco, what if it was more like the one destination that blew my mind? That makes you want to question, oh, okay, well, I want to know more, right? So we'll see creators put hooks oftentimes, like I said, in the cover of their reel, or even just something they say at the opening of the video to get people to continue watching, because it's really that first 3 to 5 seconds. People have to want to watch that in order for kind of the algorithm to kick in and your video to do well. Now, if you guys are a little unfamiliar with how to make reels, you're kind of stuck on the tech side, you don't feel confident making short form video, don't worry, I have a mini course. It is super quick and simple and very, very useful. It will help you do all things Reels. It's our Instagram Reels bootcamp, and I'll be sure to include that in the link below. Now, when you also think about your hooks and you think about how you're placing them, thumbnail covers are a part of this process because people that do come on your account and they start to see your account, they're gonna go ahead and do that scroll, look at your thumbnails, and basically click on them based on what catches their interest. So making sure that you also take that into account. Now, if you're liking this video so far, don't forget to hit the little like button. That helps the YouTube algorithm tell me that you guys like these videos and help signal for us to keep making more videos on this topic. So go ahead and give this video a like if you like what you hear. Now, when you're creating content on Instagram, I think, again, just as a user perspective, because it's so short form and you're on someone's page, let's just say you see a reel someone creates. You're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. You go over to their platform, right? You go on their page and you start looking, and all videos are kind of interconnected, like easy to binge, right? Those are the accounts that do the best. If you're talking about your, kids on one reel and what you cooked the other night, it's a hard process to binge. Even here on YouTube, I know like all my videos on brand partnerships, people like to watch them in a row. Even on Netflix, we like to watch things in a row, right? So it's the same kind of concept when you're thinking about Instagram. Create series styles of content, or people want to binge, because it's all kind of connected, or even more, like if it is a series, it's a part 1, part 2, part 3, and you want to go through and watch the whole thing. Again, there's something to be said about completion of video. If someone watches the whole video, that hints to the algorithm this video is good because people watch the whole thing, rather than if they just scroll by it, right? So really start to put into your content plan and strategy content that's linked together, a series, something that really, you want to binge at one take, because that's the side of stuff that does well. Now let's talk about hashtags, keywords, all of that, because there is a lot of talk about keywords. And the keyword is interesting, right? Because Instagram, when it comes to search, is not as good as TikTok, at least right now. People are using TikTok like a search engine. Have you ever tried searching on Instagram? It's hard to find that content, right? Unless it's like word for word. So what's really important when you start thinking about your search ability is that you think, okay, what would someone be searching, right? What is a keyword that I could put into my hook potentially, or the cover, or the caption, in my hashtags, right? And Instagram said a while back, don't do hashtags, not necessary. But I'm hearing again from creators who are talking to people over at Meta that hashtags are necessary, but not too many hashtags. So anything 8 hashtags, maybe 5 to 8 hashtags. But again, this is what will help your content get found by people who are searching for you. So do not neglect the hashtags. I know it's something we were told to neglect, but I'm telling you to not neglect them and to make sure that you are focusing on keywords and bundling that into your content. Now, if you've made it this far, you're in luck, because this is a piece of advice that I heard from one of the creators in our program, and I was like, oh my God, it's so smart. So we all know that the algorithm wants you to respond to engagement right away. So for example, if you post a video and someone comments, you're gonna wanna comment immediately, like right after, right? You're gonna wanna be able to comment on that post. Well, it seems like there's a loophole, because a lot of the creators I work with are now using automations like ManyChat, and they'll say something like, oh, put the word yes, and I'll send you the links to my outfit. And everyone is obviously putting the word yes. It's causing the call to action to comment on the post. And therefore, a lot of people are commenting the word yes because they want the links. So there's something really special about asking your audience to engage in order to get something. And ManyChat is a great tool that then can deliver said thing. Now, I do still think that if you're looking to grow, you need to be active, engaging with your audience in real time when that post does go live. Set aside some time to engage with them at that very moment. Now, I actually forgot to mention this a little bit earlier when we were talking about Reels, but there's also data that shows Reels that have subtitles do a lot better, because a lot of people are watching the videos without volume. So making sure your videos are subtitles gives you, again, a better shot of someone completing that video and therefore triggering the algorithm to work in your favor. Now, Instagram wants you to collaborate with other creators, and I think the collab post is an amazing way to share audiences, right? So if me, Sidewalker Daily, I collab with another creator, it goes on both our feeds, we are both promoting, and we both get to share those audiences. So if you are looking for growth, make sure that you collaborate with people in your industry, in your niche, so that you guys can share each other's audiences. Now remember, just because you're growing on Instagram doesn't mean you need a certain number of followers to reach out to brands. Guys, I have creators that do not have followers and they're doing brand partnerships because they're pitching content. They're pitching content to their brand partners. So if that is something that you're interested in, getting sponsored by brands, working with brands, all of that, make sure you come to my next free live training on how to land paid brand deals. It is going to help you immensely in your brand deal journey. And I'll include the link to that below. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, or any strategies that have worked for you in particular, and I'll see you guys in the next video.